Stephen, it was an even game. It's always painful to concede right to death like that. How are you feeling after that one?
It probably makes it worse because it's so late in the game. There wasn't an awful lot. If anything, they probably had more goal-mouth action than what we did. It's a kind of game where we just lacked any kind of real penetration. We lacked someone to go and be the spark for us. And we've had that over the past few weeks. We've had different players who've stepped up to do it. So sometimes in a game you just come up against a brick wall, and you struggle to kind of find what goes on and how to break through. So you felt as if the longer it went, it was going to be 0-0, or it was going to be someone making an error of judgment or not defending properly, and unfortunately Barry's a culprit. I've said to him in there, listen, I'm not going to shout and scream at him. I've done it loads of times myself, but I will shout at him again if he does it, because he's not learning from it then. So, I continually speak about the league, about the young players, about developing effectively and learning from mistakes and being better, and that'll stick in Barry's head now. But he has to deal with it. That's he'll go home and feel terrible tonight. There's nothing I say is going to help him. Tomorrow morning it's over and done with. Effectively it's over and done with now. So we have to move on. But over the piece there wasn't an awful lot. Could we have been better? Yeah, we could have been. But in a game when it's so tight, we have to learn to see games out and get over the line and get a 0-0 draw, because I didn't feel at any stage we were ever going to win the game. But ultimately I probably didn't really feel like we were going to lose it either. So it's a tough lesson.
One of the things we talk about regularly, Craigs, is the boys taking on the advice that's given to them. And in the build-up to this game, you said we need to start the game better, not go and give ourselves a mountain to climb. Defensively, apart from those final few minutes, are you pleased with what you saw tonight?
Yeah, we were fine. It's unusual for Tom to be playing as a fullback, so it's slightly different for him. Maybe we lacked or missed his energy and his quality in midfield as well at times. But defensively fine. Any kind of shots I had were from long distance. They made a had 8 or 10 corners, so we defended them quite well. So yeah, you only really get remembered as a defender, I think, if you do something a little bit wrong. And people remember Barry tonight, and that's the hard bit. That's the hard job of being a defender. A centre forward can miss a couple of chances, nobody really bothers an eyelid. So from that perspective, yeah, we defended reasonably well at times, and we didn't give an awful lot of opportunities up. But ultimately, when we go forward, we want to try and put more pressure on them. If it means I think sometimes what happens is centre forwards don't get an awful lot of action, and when they get around the 18-yard box, all they can think about is shooting. Whereas sometimes a sensible, more experienced player plays an extra pass to set someone up. So with a couple of snapshots tonight where you think, no, there was potentially another pass on as opposed to doing that. So all round, defensively okay, but from an attacking sense, considering I think we scored something like 17 or 18 goals in the last 4 games, not to really any major attempts on goal, is a slight disappointment.
Ollie Payne and Shea Gordon came in tonight, and of course Stephen Pearson as well. What did you make of their performances, Chris?
Well, Pear's getting himself fit into the first team. It's him just getting some game time is important. It's good to see the experienced players coming in. I'm always praising senior players who come in and play well and put themselves about. So it's fine for Pear. It probably wasn't the greatest surface for him to come into. It's a little bit greasy and slick, but for him it was to get 60, 70 minutes in the game. Shea done okay. He probably hasn't played for a while. Sometimes when you move club, you think the quality isn't as good as what it is down in England, but it is. So the game's a little bit fast at times, decision making. He looked a little bit fatigued, but we deal with that. And Ollie was fine. He comes out for the penalty, but what else can he do? He has a decision to make. So all round, a lot of 6s and probably 5s and 6s tonight. Whereas over the past few weeks we've had 7s, 8s, and 9s. But ultimately, when you have the 5s and 6s, you've got to make sure you're resolute.
And it comes in a week, this performance, Cries, after that great run of form. It falls at this stage where straight back into action on Friday. Is that a pleasing thing for you?
Well, it is. It's important for the players just to freshen up and go again. And when you play against one of the old firm, whether it's first team or whether it's 20s, it's exciting. They probably have the best players in the country in their age groups. So it's always good to see how close you are to them. Can you go and compete? Can you go and handle the ball as well as what Celtic can? They were 2-0 down last night and won 5-2. So they're a good side. They've got loads of games in hand. Suspect they're going to win quite a lot of games in hand. But again, it's always a test for us. It always seems to fall on a Friday when we play against Celtic, and we seem to have, we don't have the biggest squad anyway. But when you're putting Luke Watt and Dylan Macken and Tom Fry on loan, it leaves you a little bit short. But so be it. We have to deal with it. Again, it's an opportunity for young players to step up and show what they can do. So, thoroughly looking forward to it.
Well, thanks again, Craigs. Cheers.